Hello, my name is Professor Urbis White, and I'll be your teacher this semester for your Math 253 online class, ticket 61260. So let's get started. This is your lifeline, ibc.edu. And I'll click in there and make sure that you understand what it looks like. When you go in there, you're gonna access the Blackboard from here and email from here. Make sure that you use your IVC or Salback email address, and make sure that you send me emails and receive them from here. You can transfer your reception of emails to your personal email, but do not email me from your personal email. The other thing is Blackboard. When you register for this class, you're gonna have to go and click on this, and it's going to take you in. You have to enter your username and password. If you don't know it, you have to actually get that from admissions or from the library. So it's going to show right here under, my tasks or my courses, somewhere there. And then when you are going to go down, it needs to start with 20163, and it will look like this. You'll click on it, and here you are. You're in. Okay? Now let me go back to the PowerPoint, and I'll take you through that. And let's do that. Okay, so this is your lifeline. Let's go to the next page. This is the other thing. This is my web page. It's an ibc.edu. You can get there from the math department, or you can just kind of put this down and bookmark it. And faculty white pages default. Okay, so when you go in there, you're gonna see my web page. Why is that important? You can find your math videos under here, Intermediate Algebra, Beginning Algebra, and my schedule from there. So when you look at my schedule, you're gonna see the dates that you have to come in for this class, my schedule, where I am at any time, and my office hours. So call me during these pink office hours so that I can answer your questions in person. If not, you can leave a message, or the best thing is email me. All right? So that's that. Let's go back. Now, you can do the orientation yourself, and to do that, you need to click on Blackboard, and I showed you where that is, and here is the web address for it, and read the announcement in there, and I will also send you the video of this presentation. Inside Blackboard, you are going to submit contract entry survey and orientation form. I will actually go and show those in person for you. But let's finish this whole thing so that you can follow it through. When you go inside Blackboard, it's going to look like this, and it's going to have the announcements first, and then the survey and all that stuff is going to be next, and that arrow kind of points at it. And when you click on that, you're going to see the contract and the entry survey and the orientation form. You need to read this, and then you need to click on it and submit it. You cannot fill this form out from here, but you have to say, I read it and I understand it, and then click and submit that. There are 3 things to do right here. You need to do that before the 19th orientation day. Okay? So here it is. When you go in there, and you are going to pretty much, you can see the orientation form. They're all in there. I would just sit down and actually take this in person. All right, now the next thing. This is, you will go in the Pearson system via Blackboard. So you're inside Blackboard right here, and you're going to click on My Math Lab to buy and access your course materials. And the links above it is like Pearson system. It's actually going to have this PowerPoint, so you can actually click on that, and if you miss something, you can look at it right away. So when you click on the My Math Lab link, it's going to take you to somewhere here. Now, you can do the browser check. I really recommend you do that and let your computer be up to date with your plugins and Adobe plugins, primarily Flash plugins, all that stuff. But when you click on the eText course home link, what is going to happen? It's going to allow you to buy the code online. So here's a credit card purchase. It's about under $100. If you go to the access code option right here on the left, that will allow you to enter the access code that you can buy from our bookstore. Okay, standalone. It may be more expensive than this option, credit card. So when you click on the credit card option, it's going to give you this. Now you are going to enter that information in there along with your username and password. What I would like you to do, use your username as your first part of your email address. It's usually first initial last name with some numbers at the end. If that is a taken username, just add 9 and 99 or 999 and try to get something that's not taken. But do not use any kind of generic names like Coaster Dude. Now, it will also ask you to enter an email address. Please do not enter your personal email address. I want you to enter either IVC or Cellback email address. And you put your information in here and you're all good to go. Now, at this window, it also says you can get a temporary access. So let's assume you're trying to feel your way through and you are not quite sure you want to take this class or anything like that. So make sure that you understand that I would like you to commit to this because this class is very high in demand and you're taking up the place of a student, and I don't want you to try, no, I don't want to just take this class, and then that other person cannot take the class because of you. So your deadline to get your permanent code is the 22nd. So make sure you have your permanent code if you are using this option, but you are ready to go on the 22nd. But I prefer that you get the permanent access without trying this from the get-go. All right. Now, inside the Pearson, once you paid up, the system will ask you to do username and password. We talked about that. Keep your password safe. If at this point, if you got to this screen and it says, what's your class ID? You are in the wrong place. So that means you did not go in from Blackboard. You maybe access Pearson directly or something. And please do not do that. Just go in from Blackboard into there and there will be no issue whatsoever. All right. Now, tech requirements and things like this, if you are getting stuck with this step, this is the phone number. You can also click in here and try to get online help, a chat line and things like this. Please do not contact me because I don't know what's going on. These people are paid to provide you 24/7 access, okay? All right. Now, how do you do this class so that you are successful? So, you're going to put the deadlines, and I'll show you where all that is in person. Watch the videos in the YouTube. I'll show you where that is. Your ebook, you're going to read that. Then you will do your homework. Then you will do your quiz. And then there is something called discussion board. I'll show you where that is. And you're going to go to discussion board. That's inside Blackboard. And then once you do that, you are going to email me your progress about every week, and I'll show you where that is in the syllabus and the deadlines for that. After that, you're going to go inside Pearson and take something called an email quiz to get points for it. So it's a pretty good deal. Please do not forget to do that, because otherwise you're going to miss a couple of points in there that may make a difference between two-letter grades, okay? All right, here's my YouTube channel, and here's the address, and I will do that in person. Here it is. You are going to go to playlist in there and then check the beginning and intermediate algebra links and start watching those. All right, to get to the book, how do you read the book? You have to go to chapter contents inside Pearson. Okay, and it's going to open your book. And then the homework and quizzes also are under that inside Pearson. You click on the homework and then get help. You click on the quizzes and then do the quiz. Quizzes are only one take. And to check your grades, you just click on gradebook. All right. Remember, you are supposed to take email quizzes. It's going to look like this inside Pearson. It's going to be email 1, email 2, and so forth. And then you're going to say, yeah, true, I emailed my teacher, and that way you get an email point. All right. And the discussions, where are those? Those are not inside Pearson. They are inside Blackboard. And this is right here in the discussions. When you click on that, it's going to give you a discussion question, and you just have to post it. And you have to do that within certain deadline. When you go inside discussions, you have to click on it. For example, once you're done with chapter 7, here's a question. You click on it and post your answer. I'll see your answer, and I'll give you a point for doing those. All right. The other things is like in-person meetings. Orientation is optional. If you watch this video very carefully and you submit your survey, your orientation form, and your contract, email me and take the email quiz and buy the permanent access, you don't have to come in. But you have to do all that by 8/19. Now, let's say you cannot do that by 8/19. You didn't even check your email. Well, you have to come in. And then I give you until 8/22 to finish all those. Now, you have to come back for midterm on 10/14 and final on 12/16. These are not optional. You have to come in for those. Okay? And you have to bring in a picture ID. Make sure you have a picture ID, passport, California driver's license, or something like that. All right. I will send you this video link before August 19th, so make sure that you watch this very carefully. Otherwise, you have to attend the orientation. Here is the date, here's the time, here's the location. Okay, midterm is here. Make sure you read your emails around this time, and you have to take it during that date. And here's your final. Here's the date, here's the time, here's the location. All right, that's it. Now I'm going to do some demonstrations of how this works out. Let's say you don't remember any of this stuff, and then I'll show you where things are. Okay, so let's go. I'm starting cold. You're going to go and you are going to click on Explorer or Google Chrome. It doesn't matter. Let's assume you just open your internet browser. And then you're going to enter ivc.edu. All right, you registered for the class. So you're going to come in from Blackboard. And you're going to enter your username and password. It will take you to this page where your courses are listed. And you're going to wait for the modules to load, and you are going to pick this link. You're not going to have that many classes because probably you're not teaching 15 classes. And then it's going to open up. You're going to read the announcements here. Here's the active link if it doesn't open up. This is where you get your syllabus. When you click on the syllabus, it's going to open up. Make sure that you get a printout of that. I would also get a printout of the factoring and conics, those printouts, and I'll put more stuff in there. When you open this up, you're going to see that you have my grading and all that. Read this very carefully so that you understand what's going on. And then all that stuff. Now, here are the dates. I will put, remember I told you to put the dates in your calendar. So make sure you put all these dates, and here they are. Here's the midterm, here's the final. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then signing up with Pearson. That is the one that is going to have this presentation that I've been showing you. and then there's a PDF of that, and you can actually look at all this stuff, and then you say, oh, okay, I watched all this, in the video, okay? And here's the PDF of what I'm just telling you. Now, after this, remember, you are supposed to do your contract survey orientation, and this is where it is. And then remember, I told you, let's say you're doing orientation form. You're going to click on it, and it's going to open this. You're going to read this very carefully, and then you're going to begin, and you're going to say something like, yeah, I understand what's going on. And then you have to say, true, I understand what's going on, and then save and submit. And that's how you submit your orientation and all that stuff, okay? All right, so let's go back. Remember, I told you how to get to my math lab. That's Pearson. My math lab, Pearson, they are the same. And remember, there are like discussion boards that you have to do. This is the link right there, discussions. And then you click on that and it will open up. And here's chapter 7, chapter 8, and deadlines are in your syllabus. And then here are the videos you're supposed to watch. And then it tells you, here's the link, and you go to YouTube to watch those. If you click on it, it's going to open it up. If it doesn't open up, all you have to do is just take this, copy it, go to your browser, and then put that in there. And then you're going to see it. All right, Intermediate Algebra. Now, let's say you are trying to watch the review stuff, okay? You can go to playlists, and you can go to, I will also put this orientation in there. You have to go to beginning algebra topics, right? The beginning algebra topics have all the stuff that you may or may not remember. Let's say graphing and all that stuff. And we are going to review factoring. You see all the factoring videos are here. We are also going to review the rational expressions and all that stuff. So you can just rewatch those things, okay? All right. Let's go back. Let's say okay. All right, I'm trying to go back to, all right, here we go. So I showed you this. Now let's say I want to go buy everything and then start working on my class. You have to go to my math lab. Now, when you go in there, remember you're going to see these two things and you're going to sign up by clicking in there. Once you do that, it's going to open up and you're going to see your stuff and grades and all that stuff, okay? So let me go in there so that you can see actually how it links to that. Okay, and that the look is a little bit different, okay? Now, where's your book? I told you, your book is in here, and it's an ebook. You can click on it and then read it. Let's say I'm trying to study chapter 6, I told you in the syllabus, study 6.4, and then you can watch a video. These videos are separate from my videos. If you want to watch them right here, you can also do that. And then when you go multimedia e-text, I don't use the study plan, so don't bother with that. And it's going to open the, the book, and you need the plugins, Adobe plugin for that. And then you can just sit down and read the book. Okay, it's fairly fast. And let's go. And it's coming over. All right, here it is. Okay, you can see your things. You can just click on it again, and here's your book. All right? Okay, very good. Now, let's go back to here, main menu. All right. Now you watch the video. You know where my videos are. You also have built-in videos here. Now you are ready to do the homework. For that, you're going to have to click on the homework, and you're going to click on the homework. And then the deadlines, you have it, and then you click on each question and do it, okay? Now, after you do the homework, you don't have to, once you go, and it should show like 101 and those kind of things, and it should show, do not go to study plan, I'm not using that. It should show that you got these done, okay? So 101 and all this, it will show you. Okay, and you can actually see it. I haven't done any homework, so it's 0 points out of 45. you can just retry, retry. You can do this as many times as you want. Now, to take your quizzes, please remember that you can only take your quiz, I have to change this one, only one time. When you click on that quiz, you're committing to it. You have to take it in one sitting, okay? Now, before the midterm, you have to take a midterm drill, and that is like infinitely many times. Make sure that, let's say you got 90%, make sure you get to 100%. And final drill, the same thing. You have to do it. It's going to kind of help you get ready. Now, remember the email quizzes I was talking about? You are supposed to email me. And after you email me, you go here, click on the email quiz, and just say start. Look what it says. It says, well, did you email your teacher? And you have to say, yeah, I did. Okay, is it true you email your teacher? True. And then when you submit it, you get a point. All right? So make sure you don't miss those points. And gradebook, you can go and look at the gradebook and where you are with each thing. And you have the syllabus. You have to kind of maybe hand calculate that, because it's going to, while you're working on this, it's going to put a 0 until you finish it and stuff. So I would actually have a spreadsheet, and I kind of keep track of my grades that way. Multimedia library is also like, you can say, well, I'm studying chapter 7. I don't even know what I have in there. You can say, well, select all, and then it's going to tell you if there are videos, PDF of things, chapter tests, and then these are all the things that you can use to do well in this class. All right. Now, let's look at this purchase options. Now, remember, you are taking an ebook. Would you like a printed copy of your textbook to accompany your online resource? You can purchase an unbound version that way. It is your call. Okay? You can do that. You can just click on this and get that, or you can rent a book from our bookstore, or you don't need one. Okay? So it is totally up to you. I think that kind of sums up everything, and well, thank you for watching, and you're gonna get this email probably a week or two before classes start, probably a week, 4 or 5 days before August 19th. Well, good luck, and I'm happy to be your teacher.